From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 20th, 2019. We open with outrage over remarks made this week by New York Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who called the detention centers holding undocumented immigrants on the southern border of the United States concentration camps. The freshman congresswoman said in an Instagram Live video Monday night and then tweeted on Tuesday, the U.S. is running concentration camps on our southern border, and that is exactly what they are. She also used the term never again. Later defending her usage, claiming that concentration camps are not the same as death camps, and that the term was also used for U.S. detention centers of Japanese Americans during World War II. To clarify, the term that was used in that context, however, was internment camps. And a number of Jewish organizations are sharing their strong criticism and outrage over Ocasio-Cortez's usage. The Simon Wiesenthal Center Associate Dean Rabbi Abraham Cooper called the representative's claims that the U.S. runs concentration camps obscene and shockingly ignorant, and an insult to the memory of the 6 million Jews and millions of others murdered by the Nazis. B'nai B'rith International said concentration camps were a specific and unique tool of the Nazi death machine for Jews, saying Ocasio-Cortez should not use the specific terminology and genocide that was the Holocaust to reference today's immigration issues. The Jewish Community Relations Council of New York said the regrettable use of Holocaust terminology to describe these contemporary concerns diminishes the evil intent of the Nazis to eradicate the Jewish people. And the progressive organization that helped Ocasio-Cortez get elected is now backing a politician looking to unseat veteran Jewish Congressman Eliot Engel, who has served in the House of Representatives since 1989, is chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and is known for his strong support of Israel. BuzzFeed reports that Justice Democrats have put their support behind middle school principal and former Bronx teacher Jamal Bauman against Engel in the city's 16th congressional district. There is reportedly a third challenger for Engel's seat as well, special education teacher Andam Geber-Jorgis. IDF forces arrested a Jordanian national who was allegedly setting up an espionage network for Iran. Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, released the information today, saying that the 32-year-old was sent into the West Bank last year on behalf of Iranian intelligence to carry out missions that were meant to establish a network in Israel and the West Bank, which would be used for covert operations for the Iranians. The New York Times interviewed the Democratic presidential hopefuls this week. Among the questions asked, does Israel meet the international standard of human rights? Most answered yes. Some responded that Israel could do better. Others expressed criticism of Israeli policies.
Do you think Israel meets international standards of human rights?
I have great concerns about the role that Netanyahu is playing.
You know, I think I do.
I do.
Yes.
Yes. Overall, yes.
I think Israel often does, but not always.
When you're addressing the issues around Israel, one has to look at their evolution.
I believe that we can get back to kind of policies that affirm that two-state solution, affirm human rights.
I do think that by and large, Israel meets standards of human rights.
I believe Israel does work to ensure human rights. I think there's more that could be done.
Oh, I believe that Israel, like a lot of other countries, wants to do the right thing.
Israel is a country that needs to work with the Palestinian people to find a two-state solution.
There are some challenges with Israel that need to be addressed.
They face enormous challenges, and they are our strong ally. We need a liberal democracy in that region and to work with that liberal democracy.
They were also asked, if elected, where they would visit for their first trip abroad. One candidate answered Israel, and that was Kirsten Gillibrand, who added that she would travel across the Middle East, saying, I think the next president really has to focus on bringing peace in the world, so any first trip would be to the Middle East, adding that she wanted to have a worldwide conversation about what it takes to have peace. Well, the woman tapped to be the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations addressed the Senate yesterday, where she promised to fight against anti-Israel resolutions and actions by the UN. Kelly Knight Craft was nominated by President Trump after former State Department spokesperson Heather Nauert withdrew her nomination. That's to replace Nikki Haley, who served in the role for the past 2 years. In her opening remarks to a meeting of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee yesterday, Craft said Israel was the subject of unrelenting bias and hostility in UN venues. She said the United States will never accept such bias, and if confirmed, I commit to seizing every opportunity to shine a light on this conduct, call it what it is, and demand that these outrageous practices finally come to an end. Israel and the Vatican marked 25 years of diplomatic ties this week. The Consulate General of Israel in New York and the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops hosted a private luncheon yesterday to commemorate 25 years of bilateral relations between the State of Israel and the Vatican. Archbishop Alza, Cardinal Dolan, and Ambassador Danny Dayan spoke at the special event, which took place at Fordham University in New York City. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, June the 20th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 8, a discussion on Black-Jewish relations from the 2017 AJC Global Forum. At 9 tonight, Mark Golub sits down with David Goodman, younger brother of Andrew Goodman, who was murdered, together with Michael Schwerner and James Chaney by the Ku Klux Klan in Mississippi on June the 21st of 1964. At 10, it's a look at American prejudices. At 10:30, the film Wrestling Jerusalem is in the spotlight on New Jewish Cinema. And coming up right after this newscast, it's The Jewish World. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 20th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.